I'm live. Grateful day. Welcome to the 56th episode of the Faith Forward Fearlessly podcast with your host, Jenée Hudson, the Uplifter. I inspire current and transitioning professionals along with entrepreneurs with a passion for helping others to overcome challenges, professional development, and personal transformation. To also just simply persevere, all anchored in faith. Thank you so very much for joining me. My apologies that I was a little tardy, but guess what, you guys? This is what happens sometimes to entrepreneurs. Champions adjust. Keep that in mind for sure. Today's t-shirt, here it is. Okay, so this says, not bossy, just aggressively helpful. You guys, this shirt is simply a reminder that I get to lead and help others. And what keeps me going is my faith and my determination. This is what this reminds me of, which also fits with today's episode called Leading Challenging Lives Through Faith and Determination. You know, there's something incredibly powerful about just facing challenges with both faith and determination. It's like having two oars like in the water, like when you're rowing a boat and things like that. And it just simply, helps to keep like that faith, in my opinion. It's like, how faith keeps you steady, if you think about it like that, and actually just point it in the right direction, while determination provides like a force to move you forward while you're rowing that boat. That's just kind of how I see it anyways, right? So also, I wanted to give some statistics to all of this. So you guys, Gallup, I know some of you guys have heard of Gallup. Well, study shows that entrepreneurs who actually identify with faith or even spirituality as like their core value are 65% more likely, you guys, to persist through like business challenges like this. Having like faith actually helps them with this. And it also helps them to maintain resilience, all right, during like any setbacks. I know faith helps me in that way. So this really speaks to just how faith can be just an unwavering foundation when facing like life's biggest challenges, all right? So, and another fascinating study, just so you know, a statistic, is from the Journal of it's called Personality and Social Psychology. And it was found that individuals who showed high levels of actual grit, when you're doing things and you got that high level of grit when you're doing it, that unwavering determination, we're talking about 30%, you guys, more likely to achieve their long-term goals compared to like their other peers. So that is like huge, all right? Just having that determination. So today's episode is all about just harnessing like both of these forces together for the most part. And not just to overcome challenges, but to simply lead others through them as well. All right. So we will explore how combining unwavering faith with the rock solid determination has really changed my life, and it can help to transform yours as well. All right. The lives also that we just touch every day, or your clients or the people that you just speak to every day, literally it can change theirs also, and it can help you to lead them. All right. So we're going to dig into some practical strategies today. So feel free to take notes or go back and watch this and listen to it again. But it's going to be of some just like real world just applications and some powerful tools that you can take down and utilize within your business, along your journey, and in your life. All right. And you can start using them today because you know I'm all about that action. All right. So here are 3 main gifts for today's episode that will help you again to harness just faith and determination in your entrepreneurial journey. Let's get started. All right. Gift number 1, the power of faith-driven innovation. So what you're going to do is implement the faith innovation spirits. That's what it's called, okay? Use innovation platforms like Mural or Ideal Scale to actually brainstorm incentives. And this will help you with like being aligned with your values, all right? So also along with this, schedule like a monthly purpose planning session, like using Rocketbook. If you guys have heard of that, write that down. For like digital note taking, Rocketbook is really good for that, all right? And then the monthly purpose planning that you'd be doing, those sessions they're just simply like regular meetings designed to help individuals just like set those intentional goals, right? You know, we really need to set intentional goals to get us to where we're trying to be and to just grow us abundantly, right? So it helps to also just like align other actions like with someone's purpose and to reflect on your actual progress. Very, very helpful to go ahead and get that. All right. Also, you can create value-based products, you guys, and or services. Some of us have products, some have services, some have both. I actually have both. So you can do this by utilizing like customer feedback tools. And there's a few of those. One of them is called Survey Sparrow. Another is Jotform. Another app that you can utilize is called Typeform. And then the last one is called Microsoft Forms. I've utilized Microsoft Forms a few times. Very helpful. So just some helpful, tips for you guys to take down. All right. And to ensure actual alignment with a faith-based mission, you guys, throughout your entire journey or business, right? Develop something called a faith-first framework. You can utilize, there's a system called Monday.com. Go to that, check it out. It's very resourceful, very helpful. And it's actually for like project management type of things, or resource management and just much more. It is so very helpful to put into your business, into your life. You guys who don't need any help, I know I do. All right. So the faith first framework is a guiding approach that actually like prioritizes faith and the foundation for like decision making. You guys, throughout life, we are always having to make decisions about things, right? And we don't want to just make hasty decisions. So it's very important for us to help ourselves and to get these type of platforms to help us along the way, right? Because for one thing, because I'm an unapologetic perfectionist, I like to make sure things are right the first time so I don't have to go back and redo them. Honestly, that's just who I am, right? Unapologetically. But so putting these things into place, I can know that, yes, it's not perfect because you don't want to wait for things to be perfect, but I'm able to just feel better about the fact that it's not perfect and I can just put it out there and know that it's at least my best and I can do, I'll be able to just move along from there. for the most part. So use this faith first framework. All right. It also helps you with just navigating all of life's challenges. You guys, this is a phenomenal tool to use. All right. It helps with purpose, and it helps also to trust the higher power. For me, my higher power is God. So, but to each his own. Also, start with a faith-based or just driven morning routine. I do this by listening to different sermons. To each of their own. You can do what you would like, but it's very, very helpful. It almost like, for me, just kind of puts things in perspective, like how my day is going to go. And it keeps them very uplifted and positive. I need all the positivity I can get, especially because you just never know what's going to come at you or how the day's going to go for the most part, right? So there are apps for this, believe it or not. And I'm about to tell you what they are. One that you can use for this it's called Headspace. You guys, check out this app called Headspace for this faith-driven morning routine. Very, very, very lucrative and helpful. And so what this does is it's like a guided meditation for you. Or another thing that you can do for this is implement something called a 3-3-3 method. So 3-3-3 method, okay? Which is 3 minutes of prayer, 3 minutes of gratitude, like gratitude journaling, right? And 3 minutes of intention setting. You guys, this is such a game changer. Remember, 3-3-3 method. So helpful. Telling you, try it. If you want to just be elevated, it works. All right. All right. Gift number 2, building resilience through community. You know, I'm very, very, very big on community because I'm in a few of them. And what you want to do in this is establish your support network. I've said this a few times on other podcasts, just in different ways, but it is so lucrative and so very helpful, you guys, to do this. Again, join a faith-based entrepreneur group. There are so many faith-based entrepreneur groups out there, you guys. I didn't even know until I started looking into this. But you can join one of those. There are actual platforms like Alignable. I'm on Alignable. There's another one called faithdrivenentrepreneur.org. Check it out. Very, very useful. Also, you can use Slack or Discord. These are all names of these type of things that you guys can get into and utilize. Pick what's best for you. Check them all out. See which one you like better. But one is better than none. Okay? Check it out. These things actually help you to create like accountability circles, you guys. Here I am. I've got 3 accountability partners. I actually now have 2. I need to get a 3rd again. But you know what? I might use something like this and just run with it, because why not have that faith-based help as well along the way? I know it helps me. If you can relate, put relate in the chat. All about the faith, right? All right. It also helps with like-minded leaders. So get one of those. I'm telling you. All right. Lastly, for the actual community piece and that assistance is simply just consider like sharing your journey. All right. Again, I've mentioned this one other time. Share your journey. What do I mean by that? Well, look into like content management systems and start a weekly newsletter, you guys. This will keep people, they'll know that you're still out there, for one, especially if you're not doing the podcast like I am once a week and stuff like that. Start sending a newsletter out, a weekly one or a monthly one, but they'll really know that, oh my gosh, Jenee's still out there because I'm still getting her newsletter. She's still doing her thing. I can still get some great tips and things like that. Start doing that. Very helpful for your business and just along your journey, okay? You can also use, to help with this, like for the newsletters, there's some platforms that are very helpful. One is called Substack. This actually provides like publishing, payments for the newsletter, design, and more. Very, very helpful. All right. Or there's one called, or actually you could host a monthly like morning virtual, like coffee and cake. Like that's something I could got a call, y'all. Let me just say this, you guys. One thing that I actually learned from my mentor but failed to do today is to go in to my settings and put on airplane mode so I don't get calls during these type of things. Forgot to do that. But anyways, okay. So that's another tip, by the way. Go into airplane mode before you even start these type of, conversations that are live or whatever, or anything you're doing. Put it on airplane mode so stuff will still come in, but you just won't even hear it like I just got that call. Okay, there's a tip. So this actual Substack, it provides the publishing, like I said, the payment, design, and more. And you can host a virtual coffee and cake type of chat. Or, I actually thought, I know I was talking about faith and stuff, but I was like, man, I would actually host something like pizza's my favorite food, you guys, but I would host something like pizza and Prosecco. Yes, but guess what? Don't judge me because wine is in the Bible. Just saying. He turned water into wine, so. I know y'all laughing at me, but whatever. So yes, you can host these type of things, you guys, and you can use Zoom to do it. And it just simply helps you to connect with others with similar paths. All right. And again, you're meeting new people and people are like coming in and you have icebreakers going on and you're giving your expertise and your skill set, and people will keep coming back to your, whatever you do it for lunch, for morning, something to think about, telling you. All right. So a personal example, you guys, from me to you, about just like building resilience is what I want to give you today as well. And this is through community. So that is the fact that I am like part of a community called the Be Iconic group. There's some of you on here who know about it or have been to the master classes of it with Darren Walker. He didn't ask me to promote him, by the way. It's a wonderful community, so I can't help but to do so. But when I first joined that community, I was honestly a bit leery, and I gave Darren a run for his money. Let me tell you, it wasn't that I was not coachable. I just did. Because of the things that I had went through, I guess, in my past, maybe. But I felt that, first I thought maybe Darren couldn't assist me, to be honest, because I had been in so many communities, you guys. I'm like, and I'm grateful because I've gotten so much better with what I do and my journey and my businesses and stuff like that. But I just felt like, okay, nobody can really help me, and not for what I'm looking for and for what I'm looking to assist others to do, which is not so many videos and all these things going on. I just want to get to the bag and to help others to also transition abundantly. That's what I want to do. I want us all to win, period. No secrets, just win, right? If you can relate, relate in the chat. But I didn't think Darren could help me at first, so that's why I was leery. But look at me now, you guys, community. I started a podcast. We're on 56, right? And I'm now doing one-on-one courses, gaining clients, you guys, from these one-on-one courses, from things that I learned from the Be Iconic group. So again, very important to keep the faith and go ahead, jump into a community that you trust. All right. All right. Just be determined and keep going. Is all I got to say about that. All right. Gift number 3. And this is the last gift. Gift number 3 is mindful leadership through faith. All right. Leadership, so very important, right? In any business, any journey that you're into, community, club, leadership is very pertinent and very key. So practical, intentional leadership is what we're talking about with this. Simply using that technique of the faith focus blocks. Okay, that's what we're calling it. Faith focus blocks. That's a tongue twister there, but by simply implementing the grace method. All right, that does not mean do nothing and then pat yourself on the back like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna show myself some grace because I thought about doing it even though I didn't do it. No, that is not the grace method. Okay, but instead the grace method of gratitude, of reflection, of action, connection, and elevation. Okay, it is a holistic approach, you guys, to personal and spiritual growth. All right, it's just encouraging like that thankfulness, just being introspective on like purposeful steps. I'm all about taking action and doing it with purpose, right? And on purpose, of course. But just having meaningful relationships that are real, and just being cautious of like what you do and just having that meaningful transformation all together. Very, very helpful with this. And last but not least, build emotional intelligence, you guys. We got all this going on, AI, all these things, but this is like within, honestly. Just continue to be yourself and build that emotional intelligence. By simply even utilizing like EQ assessment tools. You can definitely do that. One is called Talent Smart. So if you look up Talent Smart, it's one word. That's very helpful for that. Also, you can create like weekly emotional check-ins by using like the Jenée app. Jenée app. Phenomenal. Check it out. This is actually for like personal growth tracking. Again, who does not need help with the growth that you're doing in your business, in your journey, in your life? Check it out. The Jenée app. All right. Again, I'm not getting paid to tell y'all to look at any of this, but it's very helpful and I want to be helpful to you always. So check it out. All right. So you guys, that's the end of the 3 gifts for today. But I really do hope that many of like these resources that I talked about today will help you to just capture like helpful and alignable avenues with whatever you're going through. Again, like I said, some of us are on journeys, some are business, people. And so hopefully all of these things and these tips will help you. I'm sure it will with anything that you're doing, right? And just alignable avenues, to just keep you determined, to reach that achievable space that you just don't feel like you'll ever get to. Know that you will by simply just utilizing resources that are given to you and provided to you. I really wish that I had those resources when I was even starting my 3 businesses, but I didn't. But you know what? I have them now. So therefore they're making me better. So that's all that matters, right? They're really, really going to help you though, just having those actionable steps if you just utilize them. And it's going to also just better assist you for like your personal entrepreneurial journey all together, which is what I wanted to do tonight and give to you. So, please go back if by chance you didn't hear any of the steps. Listen to it, get all these great tools that I gave you, and I hope you win right along with me. All right. Remember that these are like really, really good faith-driven leadership skills. But no, it's not just about like that personal growth, you know? It's also just like creating that lasting impact for people and for yourself, right? I am so like passionate about being able to assist others that a lot of times I kind of get sidetracked and I forget that, Jenée, this is a business. You can't just be giving things away for free, and you can't just be giving all the nuggets away and all these things. Well, that's just who I am. That's just in my heart to do. So that's what I do. But again, please just utilize these tools. So very helpful for you. All right. Also, I just wanted to tell you guys that, you know, when you actually combine like how you feel and the places you're trying to be, because you can get there, that whole determination, just put it with faith. It is so powerful, you guys. It helps you honestly to become unstoppable. I truly believe that's why I keep going all the time in everything that I do. I am so serious. Like, I had to like take a moment before I even told y'all that. It is so on my heart. Like, I don't even want to have a tear moment here, but man, faith, you guys. Faith has been my light. And that's probably why it's making me emotional now. I'm telling you. Without faith, I would not be on here tonight. Not at all. There's been so very many things that have been coming at me that I had to turn to faith to get through it. I'm telling you, man, I cannot even believe I'm on here crying. But it's been so helpful. I don't even understand how people get through it without God's direction. I am so serious. You know, man. So I just really hope that you guys really see what it means to have that faith. It helps big time with your determination. It helps big time with just you not being scared to do stuff. It helps big time with you just living in your purpose and being yourself. Faith is everything. I'm telling you, you really should try it if you have not. Do that. That if I haven't given you any nugget last year or even this year, try faith. That's all I gotta say. Just try it. All right, moving on. Again, when you combine the two, you guys, you will be unstoppable, big time. Think of determination as like the fuel, you guys, and faith as like your GPS. All right, together, you guys, man. They will take you like exactly where you need to go. Trust and believe. I can't say that enough, man. Like every stumble that we all go through, or whatever obstacle might be in your way, or that you feel like becomes that setback, it really is a comeback having those two things combined, you guys. And like every challenge that becomes a new opportunity, it just makes it like grow. It's like a growth spurt. I can't even, like, I'm trying to explain this to you guys, but I just cannot tell you enough how much faith helps with that whole process of determination. Man. All right. Here we go. Here is an amazing bonus, you guys, opportunity that I just want to give once again. I've been doing this at the end of my podcast because I like to offer things for free, because I am just, again, so big on seeing us all win, because I know we can. You know what I mean? So if you are just tired of being tired, I cannot stress enough to take this opportunity. I am giving 2 spots, like I said, once again, for this particular topic that we're talking about, that faith and determination, to help you along further, okay? Get into my Calendly link. It's free. Only for 2 more people, because I am only one person and other people have already joined it. So get into my Calendly and sign up. I will put it into the chat again after this podcast. Also, you can see it in my bio. My Calendly link is there. But the first 2 people, that's who I'm going with, because that's what I normally do. I feel like that's fair. People jump in. I felt bad, honestly, for the last podcast a little bit, because I had like 6 people and I only had, I think, 3 spots for that free time, that 30-minute free time on my Calendly to help them with that particular topic and things like that. But that's when I had to show myself some grace, since I was talking about grace earlier in this podcast. Man, to say, Jenée, you're one person though. Like, you said 3, and those were the first 3 that signed up, so that's what I went with. So I do apologize to those who might even be watching now and you tried to be one of those people and you weren't. Maybe try to get in for this one, if by chance this fits your needs, or as to along your journey you need that assistance. All right, I would love to assist you for that free 30 minutes and talk further. Okay. All right. So again, if you're ready to dive deeper, get at me with that Calendly link. All right. So you guys, I am so very grateful for you. Oh, and Monday is Dr. Martin Luther King Day. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So I want to just give a quick quote on that that spoke very much to me, all right? Very, very highly for me. And that is, and it has to do also about, it speaks very powerfully, in my opinion, about leadership, since we did talk a little bit about that whole leadership, determination, and faith. And that is, the quote from him was, a genuine leader is not a searcher for consensus, but a molder for consensus. You guys, this reminds us that true leaders, they inspire unity and guide others just towards like that shared vision, right? Rather than simply following the actual crowd or following other people. You know, Dr. King said this so well, you know, when he said that quote. This principle, through his like unwavering commitment that he did for all of us, you know, to justice and equality, like, it's huge when it comes to leadership and just like shaping the course of history that we see today. You guys, I am so grateful for him. May he rest in peace, like, big time. that was like a huge commitment that he did and didn't have to do, just for all kinds of people and justice. So phenomenal, in my opinion. It helps like with that courageous and transformative leadership altogether when it came to him. So I love it. Hopefully you do too. All right. As always, you are so very much appreciated. I am so glad. Thanks for jumping on, even though I was a few minutes behind today. And again, though, champions do adjust. I am here. I'm always going to be here. Lord be willing. So thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Faith Forward Fearlessly podcast. And of course, with me, Jenée Hudson, the Uplifter. Don't forget to get to that Calendly. Only 2 spots for today's, all right? Please continue to follow and even share the podcast, you guys. It goes to YouTube as well as on the Instagram. So for ongoing and inspiring content, all right? Please do so. Until next time, keep the faith. Keep the faith. Thank you for letting me be vulnerable tonight as well. Have a very, very blessed day and a productive and prosperous new year on purpose. Later.